5 is the time right now. Enjoy Sue then on Saturday and Sunday here on BBC Wiltshire from 9 o'clock. It's Harvey Vincent Price, isn't it? A Thriller by Michael Jackson, but still, hopefully giving you the heebie-jeebies. It's that time of year again where peculiar things start happening in Wiltshire's fields. Patterns and shapes start appearing without any element of explanation. Okay, enough of that. I think most of us actually agree crop circles aren't made by aliens, but they are still pretty cool to look at from the sky. And they look really good on the BBC Wiltshire Facebook page as well when you send them to us. 2 have already made an appearance this spring, one in Cheryl just outside Calne and another near Devizes. Now, Matthew Williams has taken pictures of them and runs his own Facebook page for fans of crop circles. And he's with us. Good morning, Matthew. Thanks for coming on.
Good morning.
When did you first start spotting them? Let's get a little bit nostalgic.
Well, back in 1991, I came to Wiltshire and I was looking to see whether or not people made them, and ended up thinking that maybe the aliens weren't necessarily involved, and started making them myself. So I got in a bit of trouble in 2000, got arrested for it. So yeah, slightly unusual perspective on on that, and I've stopped making them since. I've become a very good lad. So
yeah, and do you look back with regret at that, I suppose? Because I shouldn't laugh too much, because people might be saying, were you trespassing? Were you making life misery for people locally, or did most people accept it in good grace?
Well, I think technically it's called criminal damage, but yeah, I mean, I thought I was doing the world good by making some crop circles, and yeah, obviously, I mean, I was stepping on these aliens' toes, and the court wanted to see the aliens, have a free rein on making them. So now it's just aliens as I'm not involved anymore. So yeah.
Yeah, they're big and green, those alien toes. It's hard not to step on them, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
7 joints, I'm imagining, in their toes. So, I mean, how much of the secret are you prepared to give away now? Most of us got our sort of vague theories on how they turn about. I mentioned, someone's neighbour Brian with a quad bike and his wife's broom tied to the back. Is it that simple?
Well, they used to use ropes, and we went on to sort of high-tech space-age equipment like surveyor's tape measure that you can buy in B&Q, the stuff with a handle and a little winder, so yeah, we got very space age, and eventually we brought lasers into it as well, so we were using surveyors lasers, and they have a little compass rose, and you can work out which angles you're getting on them. That makes life easier, but no, we won't give too much away, unless of course you're paying, in which case I'll give it all away. But
we don't pay any of our guests.
Oh dear,
unfortunately, on these days.
Yeah.
No, so these photos, I mean, they're magnificent to look at, whether you agree with crop circles being created or not. There is this beautiful visual element to them, isn't there?
Yes, I mean they're put in special places in the landscape. The aliens, I should say, have put them in places that are nice to visit, nice to walk, and so you don't just get the crop circle, you get the lovely background and scenery as well. And Wiltshire is a wonderful place. I mean, lovely rolling hills. Yeah, I mean, I fell in love with the place 20 years ago and moved from Wales to Wiltshire, and I've been here ever since, not looking back.
Oh, good man. Yeah, good to hear it. That's what we like to hear. And I mean, looking around, there are still these sort of tours, aren't they, for Japanese tourists, or in fact any tourists. I don't know why I always say Japanese ones. I think it's because Malmesbury's full of Japanese coaches. Where I live, you can't sort of move around really. It's good. It's good for the local economy. I'm not disparaging it. But there's still a fascination, which is strange because they've been around for so long, and a lot of people have their theories that, as you've said, maybe it's not aliens, maybe it is. So why do you think they are popular? They're back again this year.
Well, absolutely. I mean, crop circles have been around since the 1970s in the pictorial form. I mean, people say they've been around for hundreds of years, but yeah, they've got very complicated recently. I mean, more sort of artistic aliens with better quality spacecraft and lasers and things like that. Have got involved.
Like a Banksy alien.
Well, indeed, yes. I mean, yeah, we're still wondering whether Banksy's been out there actually. I mean, maybe he's got a spray can that he kind of like levitates above the fields, and yeah. But yeah, people from all over the world come. They still come in great numbers. Last year and the previous year, there was a nice farmer. He started collecting money for a local charity for cancer. Cancer ward in the Swindon Hospital, and I think the first year it was something like £9,000 they collected, and I think last year it was 12,000 in the end. So I mean, crop circles are very popular. I mean, people are, flooding into them. And it hasn't really shown a downturn in interest from the crop circles. But I mean, we've got a slight threat this year to the local pub, which was the big centre for crop circles. The new owner is threatening to paint out the ceiling, and it's causing all sorts of. The ceiling, by the way, has a large mural of a crop circle on it, and has been known as the Sistine Chapel of crop circles. And the owner's saying, he doesn't like it, doesn't think it's art. He's going to paint it out. So everyone's sort of rallying around. There's a petition with the government to kind of keep it there. So we're hoping that he sees the light and. Keeps it there so that crop circles can still have its capital in Alton Barnes.
Sees the bright green light landing in the backfield, of course. Thank you, Matthew. It's been an absolute privilege to speak to you.
No problem. Thank you.
Matthew Williams giving you a bit of advice there if you did want to replicate the work of the aliens.